Chapter number 8. It's going to be the last chapter of this book. Book is known as Mindset. The chapter name is Changing Mindsets. So, yeah, let's go. The growth mindset is based on the belief in change, and the most gratifying part of my work is watching people change. Nothing is better than seeing people find a way to things they value. This chapter is about kids and adults who found their way to using their abilities and about how all of us can do that. The nature of change. I was in the middle of first grade when my family moved. Suddenly, I was in a new school. Everything was unfamiliar, the teacher, the students, and the work. The work was what terrified me. The new class was way ahead of my old one, or at least it seemed that way to me. They were writing letters. I hadn't learned to write yet, and there was a way to do everything that everyone seemed to be known except me. So when the teacher said, "Hmm, class, put your name on your paper in the right place," I had no idea what she meant. So I cried. Each day things came up that I uh, didn't know how to do. Each time I felt lost and overwhelmed. Why didn't I just say to the teacher, "Mr. Khan, I haven't learned this yet. Could you show me how?" Another time when I was little, my parents gave me money to go to the movies with an adult and a group of kids. As I rounded the corner to the meeting place, I looked down the block and saw them all leaving, but instead of running after them and yelling, "Wait for me," I stood frozen, clutching the coins in my hand and watching them recede into the distance. Why didn't I try to stop them or catch up with them? Why did I accept defeat before I had tried some simple tactics? I know that in my dreams I had often performed magical or superhuman feats in the face of danger. I even have a picture of myself in my self made Superman cap. Why in real life couldn't I do an ordinary things like ask for help or call out for people or bait? Hello, welcome everybody to the live stream. In my work, I see lots of young children like this bright, seemingly resourceful children who are paralyzed by setbacks in some of our studies. They just have to take the simplest action to make things better. But they don't. These are the young children with the fixed mindset. When things go wrong, they feel powerless and incapable. Even now, when something goes wrong on or something promising seems to be slipping away, I still have a passing feeling of powerless. Hit the like button and subscribe my channel. That will be great for me. Uh, Even now, when something goes wrong or when something promising seems to be slipping away, I still have a passing feeling of powerlessness. Does this mean I haven't changed? No, it means that change isn't like surgery. Even when you change, the old beliefs are not just removed like a worn out hip or knee, or replaced with better ones. Instead, the new beliefs take their place alongside the old ones, and as they become stronger, they give you a different way to think, feel, and act. Shiny Pixel, hi! Welcome to the live stream. Beliefs are the key to happiness and to misery. In the 1960s, psychiatrist Aaron Beck was working with his clients when he suddenly realized it was their beliefs that were causing their problems. Just before they felt a wave of anxiety or depression, something quickly flashed through their minds. It could be Dr. Beck thinks, "I will never feel better." These kinds of belief cause the negative feeling not only in the therapy session but in their lives too. Hello, welcome to the live stream, everybody. Hit the like button and I'll subscribe my YouTube channel. Currently, I'm reading the book known as Mindset. It's written by Dr. Carol S. Dweck. It's such an amazing book. Currently, I'm on last chapter, and the book is too much amazing. It's all about mindset, how you think, how you need to act, how you have to deal with other people. There is lots of stuff going on in this book, and this book is too much amazing. By the way, how are you, brother? They were not beliefs. They were not beliefs people were usually conscious of. Yet Webb found he could teach people to pay attention and hear them. And then he discovered he could teach them how to work with and change these beliefs. This is how cognitive therapy was born. One of the most effective therapies ever developed, whether they are aware of it or not, help people keep a running account of what's happening to them, uh, what it means, and what they should do. In other words, I minds are constantly monitoring and interpreting. That's just how we stay on track. But sometimes the interpretation progress go awry. Some people put some more extreme interpretations on things that happen and then react with exaggerated feeling of anxiety, depression, or anger or superiority. First of all, let me know where are you watching me from so I can tell you accordingly where you should buy it. And by the way, I also want to ask one more question. Had you ever tried to read any book before or not? If you answer this question, then I will tell you what to do. What to do. You never tried. Okay, then it may be the not the best book for starting, but um, whether we are from India or somewhere else, like I'm not sure. If you tell that, then if you are from India, you can wait from Flipkart, Amazon, or whatever seems good. It's only cost 120. Yeah, okay, India, then fine. You can wait from Flipkart. Like it cost me around 121 rupees or 128, something like that. And yeah, I order two books, like both are mindset. Like I do have lots of books around me, but one more thing, if you are reading self help books for the first time, then you should buy some other stuff. Like there is great books also. Like it depends on why do you need mindset. If you tell me, then I can tell you better which one you should buy, because this is not like it's my, like you can say, uh, mm, 10th or 11th book I'm reading, this one. So if you are still here, I will tell you which one is great for you. So yeah, you can tell me what's your mindset of thinking, like to going to buy this. I will be waiting here for your answer. Hmm. I'm from Jammu and Kashmir, India. You can tell me, like, what is the purpose you thought that you are going to buy this book, like, because you never read any other self-help books, then don't recommend you directly this, but something else that I want to recommend you. The best one to read, in my opinion, if you tell me, like, explain more about yourself, then I will explain that which one you should buy. after reading this book you able to know about your mindset. There is lots of exercises and questions and points available in this point. They asked like what type of people you are, and everything is included in it, that you will able to know what type of mindset do you have. Okay, I'm waiting. No problem. Let me give a read so you enjoy that too. Mindsets frame the running account that's taking place in people's heads. They they guide the whole interpretation process. The fixed mindset creates an internal monologue that is focused on judging. This means I'm a loser. This means I'm a better person than they are. This means I'm a bad husband. This means my partner is selfish. In several studies, we probed the way people with a fixed mindset deal with information they were receiving. We found that they put a very strong evaluation on each and every piece of information. Something good led to a very strong positive level, and something well led to a very strong negative level. People with a growth mindset are also constantly monitoring what's going on. Our internal monologue is not about judging themselves and others in this way. Certainly, certainly they are sensitive to positive and negative information, but they are attuned to its implication for learning and constructive action. What can I learn from this? How can I improve? How can I help my partner do this better? Now, cognitive therapy basically teaches people to rein in their extreme judgments and make them more reasonable. For example, suppose Alana does poorly on a test and draws the conclusion, I am stupid. Cognitive therapy would teach her to look more closely at the facts by asking, what is the evidence for and against your conclusion? Alana may, after prodding, come up with a long list of ways in which she has been competent in the past, and may then confess, I guess I'm not as incompetent as I thought. She may also be encouraged to think of reasons she did poorly on the test other than stupidity, and this may further temper her negative judgment. Alana is then taught how to do this for herself, so that when she judges herself negatively in the future, she can refute the judge. Oh my god, I'm sorry. In this way, cognitive therapy helps people make more realistic and optimistic judgments, but it does not take them out of the fixed mindset and its world of judgment. It does not confront the basic assumption, the idea that traits are fixed, that is causing them to constantly measure themselves. In other words, it does not escort them out of the framework of judgment and into the framework of growth. This chapter is about changing the eternal monologue from a judging one to a growth oriented one. Yeah, if you are still here, you can tell me and I will explain you in good way and you are going to love that. Hmm. Oh, you want to read book that change your mind. Okay. It's okay. One book cannot change your mind, but life can be changed by reading one book. That's great. That's actually possible, but I wait for a scan. I will show you another book that is such an amazing book that I read for the first time, and it's completely changed my life. And 3 years back, uh, I started my journey. Wait for a while, and here. Um, like I have to pick up the books. Like I don't have fancy setup, but yeah, I can wait for a while. Let me open this book. Okay. Oh, if you are still here. Oh, I did. So if you are still here, then I would recommend you this one: How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is the first book that totally changes my perspective of seeing things and perspective of seeing people and understanding myself a lot. After that, you can give a try to this mindset. This this book is this book I read after like 3 or 4 years of like mindset shifting. But mindset shift started when I was in college, and I read Sandeep Maheshwari or someone, yeah, Sandeep Maheshwari recommended in its like podcast or whatever videos he used to post. I One of my friends ordered it, and then I borrowed it from my friend. Then I ordered it myself, and I read it twice. Everything changed, and especially mindset. And you after that you can try for mindset. These are There is lots of other books, but it's if you never read anything before, then you have to try for these two. You can order these two. These are not going to cost you more than like you can say you can order within like 400 or something like that. I do have like this one too. I have lots of books, but yeah. By the way, like I would love to ask you, like, why do you want to change your mindset? Why are not you happy with your life as of now? If you explain that too, I can recommend way better books depending on your situation. uh, it's the recommendation I gave you is just on if you someone is starting out in something like what what do you do, like what do you do study wise or something like that, or you can say that what is your goal. If you tell me that, not goal but means what's your, it's all about finding the initial point. If you're able to find the initial point, yeah, you can say first step, everything is easy after that. But it's not easy still. Life going on, and we are going to face the day to day life problems. So life is not going to be never easy, but it's because if we able to find the first step, then everything seems easy because we know what we need to do. You mean yeah, okay. Tell me more about yourself, and I'm happy to explain everything. Oh, I live in like you can say in Jammu region, not Kashmir. Oh, it is that is beautiful place. Okay. Yeah, were you watching my videos? The mindset lectures. Yes, learning about the growth mindset can cause a big shift in the way people think about themselves and their lives. So each year in my undergraduate course, I teach about these mindsets not only because they are part of the topic of the course, but also because I know what pressure these students are under every year. Students Bye. Have a great day, and you can join live again whenever you have time. I do like 3 or 4 times a week. Have a great day, brother. Hmm. Here is Maggie, the aspiring writer. I recognize that when it comes to artistic creative endeavors, I had internalized a fixed mindset. I believed that people were inherently artistic or creative and that you could not improve through effort. This directly affected my life because I have always wanted to be a writer but have been afraid to pursue on writing classes or to share my creative writing with. This is directly related to my mindset because an active criticism would mean that inherently I was too secure to expose myself to the possibility that I might not be a natural. Now, after listening to your lectures, I have decided to register for a creative writing class next term, and I feel that I have really come to understand what was preventing me from pursuing an interest that has long been my secret dream. I really feel this information has empowered me. Maggie, internal monologue here to say, don't do it. Don't take a writing class. Don't share your writing with others. It's not worth it. The risk. Your dream could be destroyed or rejected. No, it says go for it, make it happen, develop your skill, pursue your dream. And here is Jashan, the athlete. As a student athlete at Columbia, I had exclusively the fixed mindset winning was everything and learning did not enter the picture. However, after listening to your lectures, I realized that this is not a good mindset. I have been working on learning while I compete under the realization that if I can continually improve, even in matches, I will become a much better athlete. Yashan's internal monologue used to be win, win, win. You have to win, prove yourself, everything depends on it. Now it's observe, learn, improve, become a better athlete. And finally, here is Tony, the recovering genius. In high school, I was able to get top grades with minimal study and sleeping. I came to believe that it always be so because I was naturally gifted with a superior understanding and memory. However, after about a year of sleep deprivation, my understanding and memory began to not to be so superior anymore. When my natural talents has come to depend on almost entirely for my self-esteem, as opposed to my ability to focus on determination or my ability to work hard, came into question. I went through a personal crisis that lasted until a few weeks ago. When you discuss the different mindset in class, understanding that a lot of my problems were the result of my preoccupation with proving myself to be smart and avoiding failures has really helped me get out of the self-destructive patterns I was living in. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Today's Tony's internal monologue went from I am naturally gifted, I don't need to study, I don't need to sleep, I'm superior, to I'm losing it, I cannot understand things, I cannot remember things. But am I now? To don't worry so much about being smart, don't worry too much about avoiding failures that become self-destructive. Let's start to study and sleep and get on with life. Of course, these people will have setbacks and disappointments, and sticking to the growth mindset may not always be easy, but just knowing it gives them another way to be instead of being held captive by some intimidating fantasy about the great writer, the great athlete, or the great genius. The growth mindset gave them the courage to embrace their own goals and dreams, and more important, it gave them a way to work toward making them real. Oh, which tournament you are going to play? Do you play cricket or something like that? A mindset workshop. Adolescence, as we have seen, is a time when hordes of kids turn off to school. You can almost hear the stampede as they try to get as far from learning as possible. This is a time when students are facing some of the biggest challenges of their young lives, and a time when they are heavily evaluating themselves, often with the fixed mindset. It is precisely the kids with the fixed mindset who panic and run for cover, showing plumbering plummeting motivation and grades. Over the past few years, we have developed a workshop for these students. It teaches them the growth mindset and how to apply it to their school world. Here is a part of it. Oh my god, so what they are told. Many people think of the brain as a mystery. They don't know much about intelligence and how it works. When they do think about what intelligence is, many people believe that a person is born either smart, average, or dumb and stays that way for life. But new research shows that the brain is more like a music muscle. It changes and gets stronger when you use it, and scientists have been able to show just how the brain grows and gets stronger when you learn. We then describe how the brain forms new connections. We go on to point out that nobody laughs at babies and says how dumb they are because they cannot talk. Oh, good point. We go on to point out that nobody laughs at babies and says how dumb they are because they cannot talk. They just haven't learned yet. We show students we show students pictures of who the density of brain connection changes during first year of life as babies pay attention, study their world, and learn how to do things. Over a series of sessions through activities and discussions, students are taught study skills and shown how to apply the lessons of the growth mindset to their study and their schoolwork. Students love learning about the brain and the discussion are very lively. But even more rewarding are the students make about themselves. Let's revisit Jamie the hardcore turned off student from chapter 3 in our very first workshop. We were amazed to hear him say with tears in his eyes, "You don't have to be dumb. You may think these students are turned off, but I saw that they never stop caring. Nobody gets to feeling dumb." Our workshop told Jimmy, "You are in change of your mind. You can help it by using it in the right way." And as the workshop progressed, here is what Jimmy's teacher said about him. Jimmy, who never puts in any extra effort and often doesn't turn in homework or on time, actually stayed up late working for hours to finish an assignment early so I could review it and give him a chance to revise it. He earned a B plus on the assignment. He had been getting C's and lower S. Incidentally, teachers were not just trying to be nice to us by telling us what we wanted to hear. The teachers didn't know who was in our growth mindset workshop. This was because we had another workshop to this workshop met just as many times and taught them even more study skills. And students got as much as personal attention from supportive tutor, but they didn't learn the growth mindset and how to apply it. Teachers did not know which of their students went to which of the workshop, but they still singled out Jimmy and many of the students in the government. They had seen real changes in their motivation to learn and improve. Lately, I have noticed that some students' appreciation for improvement or was performing below standards. Learn to appreciate the improvement from his grades of 52, 46, and 49 to his grades of 77 and 71. Learning mathematics. She has voluntarily asked all extra help from me her lunch period in order to improve her test taking performance. Her grades in 2024 on the most recent December. Before the workshops, students, math kids had been suffering badly, but afterward, lo and behold, in the growth mindset workshop showed a jump in their grades. They were now clearly doing better than the students who had been in the other workshop. 8 session long had a real impact. The sponsor adjustment of seemed to unleash their brain power and inspire them to work and achieve. Of course, they were in a school where the teachers were responsible to their outpouring of were willing to put in the extra work to help them learn. Even so, these findings show the power of a changing mindset. The students in the other a session of training in my study skills and other good things. They showed no gains because they were not taught to think differently about their minds. They were not motivated to put these skills into practice. The mindset put them in charge of their brains, freed from the vice of the fixed mindset. Jimmy and others like him could now use the mindset fully and you're just ending the work of reading book. Let's see what comes next. But for today, I have to say bye.